Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show, News Talk KFYO. Thank you. In studio with us right now, you've heard a lot about the downtown master plan. You've heard a lot about just kind of the groups meeting about the future of the city. In studio today, we have the director of city planning in studio, Bryan Isham, in studio with us here on KFYO. Bryan, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Tell folks a little bit about your job and as city planner and director of city planning, what that actually means.
Sure. So our department has two major functions. One of them is really the visioning and looking forward to what the city is going to be and planning for that. And the other function is really kind of the boots on the ground, what's going on right now in development, subdivisions, new construction, and things of that nature.
Well, and one of the things that y'all are taking a look at and I guess holding some meetings about is the Unified Development Code. Talk about that and what exactly y'all are planning to do.
Sure. So our comprehensive plan that was adopted in late 2018 had this as one of its goals or one of its recommendations to adopt new zoning ordinances. Our zoning ordinances, the last time they were major overhauled was in the mid-'70s. And a lot of those were actually leftovers from previous zoning codes. So our zoning ordinances are very outdated. Part of the Unified Development Code is to bring that into the 21st century, as well as unify a lot of different development regulations. Right now, we have about 7 documents that regulate development, and our goal is to combine those. And then the other overarching goal is to make this document much more easy to read, much more easy to understand, and much more easy to apply. And consistent application.
What kind of areas are y'all kind of looking at rezoning, and what kind of differences would we see? So
most of what we've seen so far, we've received our first module back from our consultant, which is what will be presented to the Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council next week. But most of what we're seeing so far is transition of zoning districts into what we would consider newly created districts. And then the consolidation of uses. The previous zoning code had very specific uses, and new development trends look at, instead of identifying just the use, we use design and building design and site design to mitigate those factors, and they can allow a lot more uses in different areas.
Is it possible that businesses that are right now zoned in one area are going to be zoned out of those areas, or are they going to be grandfathered in? How does that whole issue work?
We would look at those, and now we'll have to look at it on a case-by-case basis, but that's what we're here to get, is the input from these businesses so we can better understand how to help serve them and how we can better help serve our community.
Are you mainly looking for input from certain types of businesses, because restaurants are usually in certain areas already. So sure. Are you looking at, who are you kind of looking to get information from?
Everyone.
Okay.
The whole city. We want as much public input as we can possibly get.
When are these meetings going to happen?
So we have 3 meetings next week. The first meeting is Monday, February 17th at 5:30 at City Hall in the City Council chambers. It's a joint Planning and Zoning Commission and City Council meeting. The next meeting is Tuesday at 5 o'clock at City Hall at Council Committee Room 103, which is the room right next to Council chambers. That one is more of an open house where the public will have the opportunity to speak to our consultants and staff about the project. And then last, we're having a joint town hall with Districts 1 and 2 at the Mahon Library on February 18th, starting at 7:30.
Okay. And so this is for the entire city. Obviously, this is going to, I assume, work a lot for the downtown area, the downtown master plan that was just recently released, right?
That'll be one of the things that we look at is how do we implement what the things that they've identified as implementation strategies. So we'll be reviewing our documents that way too.
All right. So again, the meeting's happening next week. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Get out there, folks. Go to these meetings. Make your voice heard. It's what the city wants. It's what the planners need to hear from you. And if you're a business owner out there and you're worried that you may be rezoned or anything else, you got to make these meetings, right?
That's correct. Come talk to us.
Excellent. Bryan, thanks for stopping by today.
Thanks for having me.
Chad Hasty Show, KFYO.